this, there was a festival of the Jews, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem. Now in Jerusalem, by the sheep gate, there is a pool, called in Hebrew Bethesda, which has 5 porticos. In these lay many invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. And while I am making my way, someone else steps down ahead of me." Jesus said to him, "Stand up, take your mat, and walk." At once the man was made well, and he took up his mat and began to walk. Now that day was a Sabbath. So the Jews said to the man who had been cured, "It is the Sabbath. It is not lawful for you to carry your mat." But he answered them, "The man who made me well said to me, 'Take up your mat and walk.'" They asked him, "Who is the man who said to you, 'Take it up and walk'?" Now the man who had been healed did not know who it was, for Jesus had disappeared in the crowd that was there. Later Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you have been made well. Do not sin anymore, so that nothing worse happens to you." The man went away and told the Jews that it was Jesus who had made him well. That was a reading from the Gospel according to John. One of my favorite childhood memories is from Christmas morning. After 4 patient weeks of Advent and taking turns with my siblings on moving the Advent calendar and decorating the house and the tree, Christmas Day would finally arrive. And as a 9-year-old, I would barely sleep the night before, afraid I'd miss it. And then I'd wake up early, and my instinct was to run out into the family room and see the treasures left under the tree. I couldn't wait anymore. I was too excited. But not so fast. As soon as I opened my bedroom door, there would be my parents stopping me. Because in my family, you must wait for everyone to wake up before you run into the living room on Christmas morning. A young me, I thought this was the worst. I'd already waited 364 days. Why do I have to wait more? And so I'd sit there in my bedroom and wait. Slowly, my siblings would join me. I wasn't alone in my waiting. And that year, the eldest sibling, he was a teenager. And we knew that he'd sleep in because that's what teenagers do. Still, my parents made us wait until all 5 kids were awake and ready to enter. They wanted us to slow down, to not rush through the morning and miss things. We are forced to take it all in, to be present in our excitement, knowing something great was in store. My brothers and I struggled with this as children, and I still struggle with it as an adult. Waiting is hard, but I wait because it invites me to live this moment now, to truly be present and see that God is right there with me, always with me. I'm never alone in my waiting. In our world, we are always looking towards the future, to the next best thing, and we can grow impatient with waiting. It is uncomfortable, especially when we know something grand and good is to come. As a child, I thought those minutes waiting for my siblings to get up were hours, because that's the gift of waiting. You can be focused on the moment and not the clock. To take in every breath and notice the gifts around you. This is Jesus healing on the Sabbath. He doesn't care the day or the time. He's just there, living in the moment. And at that moment, a man needed to be healed. A man who waited for 38 years for that moment. I wait because I don't want to miss a thing. I want to be present and see God in each moment. I know there is goodness to come, and yet I wait so that when Christ comes, I'm ready to get up and run. Why are you waiting?